Pancake is one of my all-time favorite stretches. So for today's session, we are activating and getting you right through into that deep hip opener, pancake. I'm using blocks. Now you can rock blocks the whole thing. I will also have a bolster with me for a bit of extra support, so feel free to grab one if you have it, but if not, no big deal. Meet me on your mat. I'm gonna head onto the back to start. Let's go feet about mat distance apart, arms wide into a goalpost. And I just want you to start by rocking the legs side to side. I'm not really using a lot of intention here, just kind of getting blood flowing, tuning into breath, just taking into account of how my lower body's feeling today. Am I extra tense? Am I extra open? Just having an idea of what you may experience through this practice. Because we're never trying to bully ourselves into the deepest shape, just trying to be open-minded to where the body's limitations are, how we can improve, and really just what comes of the experience as a whole. If you're not getting deep in a pancake today, I don't want you to fret. Keep practicing and you will get there. Let's let the legs come right back up through center, straightening the left leg, lifting up the right, moving through a few axials. So I want your hip and your knee in line. Just rock, placing my fist right onto my knee, just to kind of set that leg there. And I'll slide the foot right to the left, and then we'll bring it to the right. So to make that a little less confusing, we're rocking the foot left and then right. And it's kind of rocking side to side. Now, as you move through this, you're gonna get to a little point that it feels sticky. Your body's saying, hey, we can't go any deeper. Well, we're not gonna take no for an answer here. We're gonna get to that wall, and we're gonna try to drive into it just a little bit more. Slight pause, and then through the other side. Just drive into it just a little bit more. Slight pause, move through the other side. Let's go 2 more on the right here. And finish that off. Extend that right leg to the earth, lift up that left leg, same vibe, other side. So knee and hip in line, use the fist to just lock the leg there. Left foot sweeps right, slight pause. Left foot sweeps left, slight pause. So you can do the first few reps, just kind of moving through the ease of range that you're experiencing right now. And as we get comfy with the movement, we can start adding a little bit more intention. That intention is just driving into that range of motion, even if you're only carving out like 1/4 of an inch more depth, right? That is totally fine. Just starting to activate those hips as we work through our internal and external rotation. For myself, I tend to stay on the left side a little longer just because that's my non-dominant side. All right, you're welcome to do the same. Or you're welcome to balance it back out on the right if you like. We're gonna go 2 more each side here. Last one, each side. All right, when you're done, let's take a little bend through both knees and then pull those legs right to your chest. Now I'm grabbing my hamstrings. Notice that my thigh and my belly are quite close together. So if you can get this deep, I want you to keep yourself there. Otherwise you may look a little more like this, okay? So wherever you're at, I want you to just lock in that quad or that upper thigh and then just start to bend and straighten the legs. So the goal here is to only have the lower leg moving. As we straighten up, we want to be able to keep the quad and the belly locked in, or the distance between them, wherever you're at. I'm really thinking of sending my heels to the sky. I'm just creating a bit of space through the back of the leg. Last 2. Last 1. Nice. From here, let both legs come down to the earth. Placing the hands onto the mat, palms face down, just so you have a bit of support here. Lift up the right leg, lower it down, and then kick it out diagonally. Well, I'm kicking my plans here. Straight up, and then diagonal. Now, as I'm moving through this, I'm keeping my spine nice and neutral, so I'm not letting my back arch. Core is tight. You can think like a dead bug, or just some kind of anti-core exercise. One more each side. I love it. Let's bring that right leg down. Same thing in the left. No rest here, going right into it. We kick straight up, and then we kick diagonally. Spine is neutral. Hips stay planted to the earth. One more here. Beautiful. From here, pulling your knees right to your chest once again. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug, and then straighten your right leg to the sky. So I'm still snuggling my left thigh. Now I want you to be sure that your hips stay planted down here. So do not let that left hip come up off the mat. Start to draw that right leg down towards the earth, open it up, flex the foot, and think about rotating through the hip joint. So because you can see your foot here, it looks like your foot is waving to the ceiling, right? But the movement is coming right through that hip joint, just coming back to that internal and external rotation. Okay. Almost like you're spinning the big toe toward the midline of the body, and then spinning the pinky toe to the outer line of the body. Keep spinning, keep rotating. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that right leg kind of melt toward the earth, and then just hold to breathe. Now, once again, we're keeping both hips planted to the ground. The core is tight. That left hip is not sneaking up. Letting gravity do some work here as we open up through that adductor. And heel to the earth for 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, right leg stays where it is. Left foot places down to the mat. Hands to earth. Sweep the right leg back through center. And then draw it all the way back down to the right. Sweeping it up. And then to the right. There we go. Little leg whips here. Let's go 4 more. Keep that foot nice and flexed. Beautiful. Both knees pulled to your chest. Grab onto that right knee, snuggle it up. Extend the left leg to the sky. Remember, both hips stay planted to the mat. Just sweep that left leg left, and then start to rotate through the hip joint. So again, it's almost like that foot is waving to the ceiling. Big toe rotates inward, pinky toe rotates outward. We're just alternating those rotations side to side. Core tight, right oblique, nice and strong. Right, we start to feel the hip in the inner thigh on the left side, starting to say what's up. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Few more rotations here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Love it. Let that left leg just fall to the left. As you do, make sure the right hip is not coming up off the earth. Core tight, breath nice and long. Kick that heel out. Keep that left leg straight, keep that foot flexed. Let the heel melt towards the earth using gravity. Big breath in. All right, right foot comes to the earth. Exhale, left leg slides up through center. Hands are down, palms are facing down. We're hitting those leg whips. Really tuning into the adductor on the left. 5 more reps to go. Keep that leg nice and straight. Beautiful. Pull those knees right to your chest. Round the nose toward the knees. And then grab the outer edges of the feet, start to press down onto the feet. So ankles and knees are aligned, kind of pressing the knees towards the earth, almost like you're trying to get them to touch, rolling the shoulders and the lumbar spine down to the mat. Just breathe here. Nice big stretch, those adductors. Now you could stay right here. You could start to bring the soles of the feet together, and then maybe you straighten those legs, extending the heels to the sky. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Last breath. Beautiful. All right, knees pull to chest. Let's start to rock and roll your way up to a seated position. All right, as we arrive, let's bring soles of feet together, hands to toes. I want you to draw the knees all the way to your shoulders and then press them right back down to your mat. Draw them up, press them down. So the knees may not touch the mat, that's totally fine. But if you can get them down there, definitely do so. I'm trying to get that external rotation happening here. Seeing what's up through those hips. A few more. Last one. Beautiful. Now from here, moving into a hip switch. So hands go behind the back, feet are nice and wide. We'll drop the knees to the right, and then we'll take that left hand and just reach it all the way to the right. So we're getting a rotation through the spine. Unwind, hands to earth, legs flip to the left, right hand reaches all the way to the left, little rotation. So I want you to start moving through this in your flow of breath, dropping the legs, rotating to reach. Still activating through those hips. And of course, starting to get the spine talking. We'll do about 2 more on each side. One more on each side. And then from here, come back through center. Let's cross those shins and roll into a hands and knees position or a quadruped. We'll hit a few cat-cows here before we start. Nice big inhale as we arch the back, heart through the biceps. And then exhaling, rounding that spine. All right, come to your neutral position here, right in the middle of 2 extremes. Let's just pick up the knees and start to crawl the feet toward the hands, so you're in a forward fold. Reaching for opposite elbows, start to sway side to side. Now I like to have my knees bent enough that my belly is pressing to my thighs. That's gonna support the lumbar spine. Hey, Niall. My girl's coming to visit. Lay down. And just rocking, just swaying. We'll move on in about a breath or 2. Sometimes Niall likes to come hang out. She does tend to get in the way, but it's always nice to have her. All right, friends, let the hands come to earth. Now, if coming to earth is not feeling good, hands to blocks is a really great option here. So I'm bringing my feet a little bit wider. My toes turn out to about 45 degrees. And I'll take a little sit. So I'm bending the knees, dropping my hips down towards the earth. And with an exhale, I'll lift up my hips, folding forward. Inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Really getting into the hamstrings, the quads, right? Creating that nice space through the spine, getting us prepared to fold forward. Last 2. Last one. All right, as we fold forward, press the hands to blocks or earth, whatever you're using. Heel to the feet back to hip distance, and let's step that left foot back, tapping the knee to earth. Rise it up. I'm going hands to hips here for myself. I'm gonna spin forward so you can see me. So, tilt your hips to the right, and then tilt your hips to the left. We're just tilting side to side here. And this variation, I tend to feel the most through that bottom leg, or in this case, that left leg. Last two. Last one. Good, now come back through center, and then tilt forward and back. So we tilt the tailbone back, and we scoop it forward. Tilting the tailbone back, scooping it forward. Getting some action through the hip flexor there. Last one. Beautiful. From here, make your way right into neutral, right? You can wiggle those hips around, find your neutral, slight pelvic tilt, the core is strong. Take that left arm, reach it all the way up over the head, and then back up to your starting position. Reach, drive up, 3 more like that. Just trying to create some space through the hip flexor and space through the lat. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful. Now from here, hands toward the right knee. I want all your power here through the left leg. So keep your spine neutral, start to shift the weight forward, and then press through that left knee to slide your way back. So we're doing these little oscillations as we push forward and slide back. So we feel a lot of this through that hip flexor on the left. Chest is tall, gaze is tall. The movement does not have to be big. Just really think about pressing through the back knee, using the strength of that back knee to slide you back to your starting position. Good, we start to feel that activation. And now from here, start to shift forward and stay and hold for me. Think of pulling the inner thighs together, sliding the left hip forward as you pull that right hip back, and just breathing. Last cycle in. And exhale, hands down to blocks. All right, we'll start to shift forward and back a little deeper this time, weight through the front leg. So inhale, deep bend through that right knee, and then exhale, straighten out that right leg. So really similar, just starting to bring the focus to the right. Moving on your flow of breath. You don't have to be fast. Last one. Next time you straighten the right leg, stay to pause. You can even walk your blocks a little closer to you. What I want you to do is start rounding your nose to your knee and then widening your chest or broadening your chest. Little spinal extension to a little spinal flexion. Open the chest, take a breath in, round that nose to the knee. Last 3. Last 2. Last one. Gorgeous. Bend back into that right knee. Place the 2 blocks out in front of you. Pick up the left leg, step it forward. We're back in that forward fold position. Now, before we move on, we're taking an inhale. We're reaching up, letting that chest fall back, glutes tight. Exhale, round forward, fold forward. 2 more like that. Reach up, grow up, back bend. Exhale, rounding forward. Create space for the spine. 1 more. As we get back down into that forward fold, plant the hands to blocks. And from here, right leg steps back, knee to the earth. All right, get yourself nice and cozy before sliding up. So this is the one where we go side to side, kind of tilting that hip right and tilting the hip left. And really exaggerating the natural movements of the hip here, seeing how far we can push the pelvis. But it's nice to do this not only for activation, but just to find your neutral spine, right? If we get comfortable with all the extremes, it's easier to find that neutral or that middle ground within it. Now these side to side reps really kind of tune into that right side a little bit more. Right, and you'll notice that with a lot of the movements in this flow. Let's just do a few more here. Last one. When you've finished, come right back through center and start to tilt the tailbone back and scoop it forward. Tilting that tailbone back, scooping it forward. You notice when you're scooping forward, you're starting to activate through that hip flexor. And of course, we're only going to make that a little more intense down the line here. I really love this activator move just because it gives me a bit of awareness of what I'm feeling through the hip joint and through the low back. When you start to talk to some muscles that you're not necessarily connecting with. Last 3. Last 2. Last one, slight pelvic tilt. Now just stay right into that neutral, right into that center position. So this is where we start that little bit of our lat reach. So right arm goes all the way up. We reach it to the left, big side body opener. And then we exhale, sweep it right back up. 4 more like that. Inhale to reach. Exhale to sweep up. Last 2. Last one. As we come up, hands to knee. Remember, all of that weight, all of that power is through the right leg. So we inhale, we slide forward. And we exhale, push to that right knee, slide it back, sweep it back, forward and back. So it's this little oscillating movement here. Right? It's really helping us dig into that hip flexor. Remember, you don't have to be super fast here. You also don't have to be super deep. Just start to create that fire. Spine stays neutral. Let's work a few more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Pull down, stay to hold. Grow tall. Think of sliding that left hip bone back as you slide that right hip bone forward. Press through that left foot, big toe is down. Think of drawing the pelvis down. Holding to breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come right down to your blocks. All right, start to get into that hamstring a little more. Inhale, deep bend through the left knee. Exhale, sweep it back, rock it back. Same vibe. Focus now is on that left leg. Moving as fast or as slow as your body asks. I'm trying to get a little bit of awareness of how deep my hams want to open. Okay, maybe even finding a bit more depth with every rep. But remember, we're not trying to force anything. Last 2. Last 1. Rock it back, keep it back. Hands to blocks. Let's take an inhale, opening up the chest, gazing up, and then exhale, rounding nose toward knee. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Round down, hold down, stay to breathe. Taking a cycle in. And exhale, shifting the weight forward. And this time, left leg steps back to meet the right. I'm just leaving the blocks at the top of my mat. Hands to earth. Keep the big toes together as you spread the knees apart. So my knees and my hips are in line. And we can start here by tilting the tailbone back and scooping it forward. Now I have my hands off blocks, but if you prefer to keep your hands on them, absolutely do so. A little bit more pelvic tilting here. You can almost think of it like a cat-cow for the lower spine, really helping us tune into that lower body as we're about to get real deep here. Last 2. Last 1. Nice. Now you could stay on your hands. You could come down to your forearms, right? Think about puffing up your upper back, making sure we're not arching the spine, and then maybe you pull your feet away from one another. And trying to keep that plank spine, maybe you start to rock forward and back here. Right, so we're avoiding any excess rounding or excess arching. Trying to pull the hips directly towards those heels, just working through the range of motion that's available for you today. A few more here. Now the next time you push back, just stay to breathe. Think about doing these like micro, just tiny oscillations here. Mini, mini oscillations, really getting comfortable in that depth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little shift forward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, shift back to just kind of that middle range, and then just start to pick up the left foot. Drop it down, maybe pick up the right foot. We're just alternating side to side. So those knees stay planted, those feet lift. Now, if this is a newer movement for you, you may notice the feet aren't moving very much today, and that is totally fine. Working through a deeper internal rotation of the hip. One more each side. From here, toes come together first. Slide those knees together. Hands to earth or blocks. Maybe make some circles here. I love circles for a bit of release through the hip flexors. And we might go the opposite direction. All right. From here, let's make our way to our sit bones. Now, if you do have a bolster here, you may decide to bring that up to your mat. And of course, blocks are fine, or body weight's fine too. But let's go feet wide. A nice wide forward fold here, a wide shape. Tent the hands onto your earth or blocks, and we'll just start to rock forward and back. So kind of tilting forward and tilting back, finding a bit of space through the lumbar spine. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now shift up, and I want you to think of bringing the big toes down towards the midline and then spin the pinky toes back. We're just moving through that hip rotation once again. So when we start working through our pancake, we almost want to think of pulling the pinkies back toward the floor. So let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now what I love to do, kind of reach my left hand towards my left toe and pop up through center, right hand toward right toe, right, whatever you can reach. We just kind of get comfy here as we rock back and forth, creating a bit of space through the lats and QL. But I love to kind of work through a bit of dynamic movement in this wide-legged position before we find our pancake. Just makes it a little bit easier. All right, we did tons of activation, but sometimes the body is stubborn, right? It doesn't want to go deep. So you could stay doing this, or you could add my other favorite is I make a rainbow. I reach all the way through center, tap the toe, reach all the way through center, tap a toe. So this is allowing that lower back to get a little more comfy with the range, and it's dynamic, we're moving. So remember, you don't have to move fast. You're moving in a way that feels good for your body. Because we've activated so much here, I want to give you guys a little bit of rest. So once we get into pancake, I'll kind of pull you into your range, and then I'll just let you get nice and cozy, nice and relaxed. So you can get the bolster out in front of you if you're using one, or those blocks. Let's go one more each side here. And from here, body comes back up through center. Maybe you got blocks, maybe you got a bolster. Placing my hands out in front of me, thinking of spinning my toes back, engaging my glutes, almost pulling myself forward. And I'm just gonna pull forward little by little, right? Take a pause, depending on how you're feeling. Maybe you pull forward a little more, right? If you're feeling quite stiff today, you may grab the feet and use those to help you pull forward. Otherwise, you may choose to get to your range and just fold all the way down into that pancake. So for my friends who do have props, I love to place a bolster under the belly or chest, just like I'm doing now. Blocks could be the same thing. If you're not quite hitting your pancake today and you've got all the props, you can make a little ramp, just like I'm doing right now. And you could ramp up under your bolster. So you kind of prop it up as you lean onto it. So this is a nice option too. Now, if you're chilling, just chill, no problem. Of course, there's lots of ways to just enjoy the rest. Now, I'm going to keep you here for a little bit, so you may notice after some time, your body invites you to go deeper. And that's totally fine. We can always take those invitations. For any of my friends who are feeling quite comfortable, you've been chilling, you're kind of opened up to the sensation, what you could do is start to walk the hands forward, really flex the feet. Think about rolling the shoulders down the back as you broaden the chest, and then kind of pressing the hands into the earth like you're pulling your belly towards the mat, just finding a bit more range, a bit more space to the hamstrings and the adductors. All right, finding even more space. Wherever you are, when you've found the range that feels good, I'm just inviting you to breathe into it. So once we arrive, we can try to let the muscles soften, coming back to those big, long, deep cycles, and just melt. Keep in mind, if your breath is getting really ragged, really labored, really uncomfortable, you may be pushing a little too deep today. Now friends, you could stay here as long as you like. Maybe you're gonna post up and stretch out for a while. Otherwise, you can slowly come out. Maybe hands under the knees as we pull those legs back through center. And you may choose to just rock those knees side to side, little windshield wiper, just to reduce any sensations. Thank you so much for joining me for our little journey to Pancake. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and post a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you for our next movement session.